Hello, everybody. I'm immigration lawyer John Khosravi. It's September 12th, 2023, and you're here for our regular show live where we discuss and take your questions about U.S. immigration law. It's general education purposes only, not intended for individual legal guidance. We're live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. We do this every Tuesday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. So check it out. We take all ththese questions and do our best to kind of give you an idea what's going on in the U.S. immigration system. That's a very confusing kind of place. Adjusting some camera angles right now if you're watching. But this is the place to ask questions. We'll do our best. We're going to get a lot of questions asking for how long things are taking, and we can't answer 99% of them. So just a heads up, if you're going to watch it expecting timetables, no one knows. No one knows how long these things are going to take. Abdullah Goram, thank you. Alexia Morris, thank you as well. Shoot your questions on Instagram if you're watching there and everywhere else. We got TikTok jumping in. Thank you everyone for TikTok for joining. Try to ask your question only once so that we make sure we get to everybody's question. And we're live on YouTube as well. Tuba says hello. Good to see you, Tuba. Thanks for joining us on the channel. I'm doing good, Queen. Thank you so much for asking. With regards to the immigration system in particular, there was a cool update for the extraordinary ability EB1C and NIW category. People who are coming here based on extraordinary ability. So that's a neat thing that popped up. That's worth taking a look. It's not the typical thing we talk about here, so we're going to keep it at that. But something interesting, if you're thinking about doing an EB1C, if you're thinking about EB1A, green card, all that kind of stuff, that's something that can be really interesting that you should keep an eye on. Having said that, we're going to get some questions popping up, and we did already. So let's see. User 15 says, can a green card holder apply for a white passport? So they don't call it a white passport, they call it a re-entry permit. And yes, it's possible to do that. The point of a re-entry permit is to be able to be outside the United States for extended periods of time, maybe up to 2 years, with less hassle. Ruby asks, can we apply for parents I-130 here while they're on B2? Very likely, we do that all the time. There's a lot more things we need to know because to make sure it's an appropriate case or not, but that's something that's doable. Goram asks, what is the easiest way to get a green card? Well, the easiest way to green card is if you're married to a U.S. citizen or if you have extraordinary ability, but not everyone could go on to those. So it's not about the easiest, it's about what works for you. Alexa says, what is the biometric interview? It's a biometrics appointment. When you go there to the appointment, take your fingerprints and a photo of you for digital, corroboration, all that kind of stuff. All right. Aldair asks, hello, John. How are you doing? Good. How long does it take for the I-24? Because I-130 is approved. I-24 takes anywhere from 3 months to 15 months on average. Ornelia asks, hi, does I-485 for IOE case time move faster? No. They don't worry about which service center it is and stuff like that. At the end of the day, they work their own timelines. Mo says, I'm a U.S. citizen. I applied for my wife's I-130. We are waiting for an appointment with the U.S. Embassy. Can't she apply for a tourist visa while we are waiting for an appointment? She could apply on whether they approve it. It's something else. Goram says, marrying U.S. citizen. That's one pretty fast way to get a green card. How long does the I-751 removal of conditions case take right now? Anywhere from 6 months to 2 years on average. Lynn says, how long to get an appointment for I-130 for my husband? We don't even normally get an appointment for an I-130. I-130s are almost always adjudicated without appointment interviews. What you may need is for the embassy interview, and that depends on the specific embassy and how backed up they are. You're welcome, Ornella. I said, hey, do you know how long it takes for I-130 taking for spouse U.S. citizen in a mass service center? 12 to 18 months, something like that. Goram, I'm answering your question specifically, so I'm not sure which mean am I right or wrong. That's one option if it's appropriate for you. Abdul says, why is the work permit taking longer than before? That's just the government. That's why when people ask, like, how long does this take? It's like, today something's 3 months, maybe tomorrow will be 18 months, next day might be 2 days. So there's no consistency in these timelines. How long does I-24 take to be approved for minor child? The minor child aspect doesn't make a difference. 3 to 18 months is the general answer. What does I-24 mean? I'm confused. My husband is here in the U.S. Well, you don't need to do an I-24. Your husband's here in the U.S. That's for the case to be sent from the USCIS to the Department of State National Visa Center. If they're here, you don't need to deal with the National Visa Center if they enter lawfully and everything like that. So that's kind of confusion. It's best to schedule a private consultation to review your case. Aline says, what category I fall in? If fall to join is in process, how to check the visa bulletin. Fall to join means you're outside the U.S. You're following the primary person who got the green card. The category will be the same category that the person, the primary is, your spouse or your parent is. So it depends on what kind of case they had. Ali says, how do we know if K3 worked? You'll get an approval notice that says K3 worked. Swag says, can undocumented citizens fly domestically with a driver's license that says federal limit apply? Generally, they don't check immigration status flying domestically. They may, I can guarantee it, but generally it doesn't happen. So that's why you just need some sort of ID to get on the plane. It could be a passport. Block says, what kind of questions do they ask in your green card interview? It depends on what kind of green card you're getting, what the basis of it is. Nadeem asks, my husband is getting the naturalization soon and my I-485 is still pending. After he got approved, should I update my U.S. status with his naturalization? Yeah, if he has citizenship, it's good to update him. Why not? Tuba says, I'm a 22-year-old girl from Iran, got an acceptance from State College in the U.S. My aunt is my financial sponsor. What will be my chance of getting a visa without having money in Iran? If you have a sponsor that's financially supporting you, who'll put the money in and give the documents, and then that'll happen. At the end of the day, it's whatever an officer wants to do. They can do whatever they want to do, but if your aunt has the finances for it, that should handle it. Blanc asks, what kind of questions asking green card? Answer that. Can I make a process from Libya? I don't see why not. Lynn says, how long for an appointment? Or answered that. How long does it take to schedule an interview in Islamabad? It's not clear right now. It could be years. User 4, how to get ICE attorney to transfer a file to field office to adjust termination or removal. I don't handle removal cases, but you got to contact the government to make that request. Alisa says, my husband got his car by EB3 as skilled worker. Then you'd be EB3 as well. Karish says, I received my EAD card. How long after I get Social Security number? That's up to Social Security office, how long they want to take. Assist says, hey, can you go visit your home country after you became a U.S. citizen through asylum? I can't recommend someone does that because when they file for asylum and are approved, they're saying they're not going to use a passport or the safety of their home country. In practice, no one cares or checks on it. But I mean, I can't recommend someone do that. But I haven't seen people have issues before. But I might be missing. I don't know everything. Apple Loser says, I work for the U.S. government in Afghanistan. How do I get my family out? I don't handle those kind of cases. I'm not familiar with the nuances of it. K1 visa processing time. Well, the I-129F is taking like 18 months, a year and a half. The visa processing depends on the country you're dealing with. As Seth says, can you apply for I-751 if your green card has been expired? It's better to file than to not file, do a late filing. But we gotta analyze how that happens. All there says, my last question, John, can my spouse apply for tourist visa even though I-134 hasn't approved? Is it a problem she applies for tourist visa? She can give it a shot. It's up to the embassy whether they'll approve it. Nathan New says, how should I update my U.S. status how's naturalization? Just upload it. I don't use the online system typically. I call them, mail it to them, and upload it. Do it every single way possible. How to expedite I-485 asylum based? If you have some sort of reason that shows like you have valid reason for it to be expedited, do that. But I mean, I'm not sure what difference it makes. Kiwaki says, hey, you answer my question, please. Can I make process from Libya? Hey, I did answer your question, and because you're rude, I'm gonna mute your account. Actually, I won't block. I don't know what I did, but okay. Let's see. We got a lot of questions. So if you miss your question, I'm going one by one. Don't like start filling up the place because then other people's questions get pushed out, and it's not fair to other people because you might not have listened to what was going on. Okay. As an Iranian girl, Tuba says, can I get a caregiver job in the U.S. through my aunt who lives in the U.S. has medical conditions? No, you need a particular visa for that, which I don't think that's accessible, so probably not. But talk with other lawyers, maybe they have done it before. Shanique says, I've done my U.S. medical. The only vaccine missing is my COVID. Is that because vaccine not available in my country, Jamaica? My interview is Monday. Can I get blanket waiver? The doctor should have informed you what to do about that at your interview, at your medical checkup. Ron says, how long does it take to schedule an interview in Jerusalem for CR1? I don't know. They're pretty quick over there. I'm not sure what the exact numbers are. As Jamaica consular processing time changed, I don't have any word that's changed. I think it's backed up over there. Let's find some questions. How long does it take for the visa, F4, everything being accepted, waiting for visa appointment at embassy? That's just up to the embassy you're dealing with. How long for I-130? It depends on what kind of I-130 you have. In Pakistan, how long for I-130 spouse? I'm waiting 4 years. Yeah, it's backed up. Asylum people, when can apply for citizenship? Asylum, well, you got to get a green card first before you apply for citizenship. User 61, received actively reviewing case notifications, second time 11th month, I-130 spouse out of the U.S. Yeah, those, just wait for the case to be approved or done. Our board says, how long does it take? F4, okay, I already answered that. Case is taking longer than expected. We'll let you know if you need to take action out with your wife overseas. That sucks, but that happens. All right, I'm muting people. We got the same questions over and over again. Let's see, mute. Okay, let's go back and mute some more people. Okay, let's see. All right, Ryan says, how answer that question. Okay, Scott. Does USAI send receipts when I send the medical examination package to the USA? No, no receipts, but you shouldn't just send it to them. You gotta wait for a request for evidence or send it with the original application. C9 EAD going to expire. My I-485 changed from I-130 to Bio-based. Where should I send renewal? Just look up Form I-765 and online to have instructions on where to mail it to. Sidua says, I've been waiting for my visa date since March 23. What can I do? You can try suing them if you really want to, but you probably need to just wait. What forms do I need to be filled for child at US? It's a family case. I-130 is the way to start it, unless you're doing follow to join or something like that. I'm a U.S. citizen. How long does it take for my wife to be able to come to U.S.? She's Pakistani. Pakistan takes years because the embassy is not scheduling interviews. If someone has Canadian visa, can they get a visitor? If someone has Canadian visa, can they get a visitor? I think you're saying, can they get visit the United States? Well, you gotta get a separate U.S. visa. One else says, if my priority date for my I-24 is July 13th, you think I should try expedite or just hang tight? U.S. citizen, spouse, child. The priority date doesn't make there's maybe your filing date, but yeah, that's like 2 months ago or something like that. So that's like nothing. But you may, if you're a U.S. citizen, we usually just refile I-130s in these cases because you don't know how long the I-24 is going to take. How do you handle a fiance visa? Well, I have a guy that talks about all this stuff. Go to marriageimmigrationlaw.com and it goes over the fiance visa, what the process is. Omaya says, before going to interview at embassy for immigration visa, can we upload an up-to-date I-64 CI? You don't need to do that if they approved it already. Just have updated tax documents and financial documents. Mohana says, I-130 approved for I-485. They asked medical submitted in more than 150 days. Still waiting. Yeah, it's backed up. You can try finding a contact information for the officer and reminding them or something like that. That might be a way to go. Tuba says, for Iranian student, which embassy is a good one to go to? Have a better chance? It's not about having a better chance. It's just which one could you get an appointment at, which one costs less. There's no better chance. It's not a good way to look at it. Situation, can I apply for a visiting visa while I wait for my immigrant visa date? You apply. It's up to them whether they'll approve it. You probably not get approved, but I've seen it be approved too, so I can't. You just give it a shot. My cousin had a marriage case with a U.S. citizen, but during Afghanistan, he got to U.S., but he's probably paroled in, so he can finish his case up here. Now you apply for asylum. We should just apply for the marriage case. You get asylum too. Hi, I just want to ask, what are the severe reasons for denial of a green card due to health? What are severe reasons for denial due to health? I mean, you gotta have. There's waivers for that, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It's not something to go check out INA 212 or check out CDC and stuff like that. This is not a question I deal with very typically. Just curious, do you file a lawsuit? If what is the cost? We don't talk about costs here because it varies for each case. But we have an attorney work with that files a lawsuit, so we have to schedule a consultation for us to review what is appropriate for your case. I wouldn't file a lawsuit in that case. I would try on your case. I would try to contact USCIS just to nudge them along. Can I get a green card if I adopted my daughter? I think if they're minor or something like that. I haven't done that before. I think they're more minor when you adopted them. Before going to the interview at the embassy, okay, I answered that question. I'm going to have to block. Mute. Okay. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Hi, I just want to ask. Okay, we get that. If my U.S. visa was canceled, is it possible for me to enter back for U.S. marriage? It depends on why your U.S. visa is canceled. If you did fraud or something like that, no. You don't have issues. You got to get a waiver. But if it's just because you overstayed for 2 days, then yeah, it's possible. Mohan says, I would like to know about lawsuit process. Can you please give me contact? Email the office to schedule a private consultation, info@jklaw.com. If my dad has a fraud case on him that he got deported 20 years ago. He came on a fake passport. If it's a fake U.S. passport, there's no fixing that. Alvaro says, what happens if you will be two visa holder who was married before and also got married to green card holder? I don't know. I just got to talk with the person and see that. Info@jqklaw.com, Mohana. Just check out the profile for Instagram. All my contact information is available. I just renewed my passport and the switch month and date will have them fixed. Hey, I think good to see. I haven't seen in a while. Someone says, please, can you talk more about F2 visas? You mean like spouse of a student visa or like spouse of a green card holder I have a 30 case? Tuba asks more questions. Tuba, I think you need a private consultation. This is getting too case specific. It's just you gotta just provide your case. Gunnar says, have you helped someone from Afghanistan? I have, but there's different kinds of cases people have, so it just depends on different times, like not recently. Paul says, how to speed up an I-130? There's not much you could do. If I overstay in the U.S. on my visitor visa, can I pay to get a green card? That's not how it works for getting a green card. Do you suggest traveling while my SMI is still pending? How long does it take? I don't have any suggestion for you. I don't know you. So it could take 6 months, could take 2 years, could take longer. How long does it take to be called in for oath ceremony? They might do it immediately after the interview, or it could be months later. Did our Stokes, New York, no discrepancies, plenty of evidence, need to review what to expect? I don't know. I wasn't there. I can't say. Adi says, if someone has a Canadian visa currently in Canada, can they get a visitor visa at Niagara border? No, they don't issue visas at the border. You gotta go to the embassy. I-130, I don't taking this long. That just backed up, and that's the way it is. O'Dali says, can DACA recipient get a green card sponsored through employer? Maybe but if the problem is if they're not in lawful status and DACA's not lawful status, they might need to go to the embassy to do an interview. And then if they've accumulated what's called unlawful presence days, they're going to get subject to a 3 or 10-year ban. So I don't know if that'll be possible. How long will it take the embassy to schedule an interview for Afghan people? Embassy doesn't schedule interviews. The embassy that you're going to be going to does, and every embassy is different. Most Afghans go to Pakistan, and that's super backed up, so there's no timeline. They just got to wait. And he says, hi there. I'm wondering if having medical insurance by the government of the state of California affect the process of getting a green card. Usually it doesn't, but if you do like fraud to get the benefit, that could be problematic. Asma says, how long ago? Answered that. Can I sue for delays for embassy interview? I have 30. You can always sue, see what happens, but let's see what happens. Cheryl says, medical exam isn't good. What should I do? Can I file forms? My medical exam isn't good. Well, I don't know what's wrong with your medical exam to say what to do. That's not information. Can you talk about withdrawing a filing fees, please? Yeah, if you submit a petition, you can try withdrawing, but if the case has already been approved, it's too late. You send a letter to him saying, I want to withdraw and sign it. Matt says, how long does it take to be called for oath ceremony? I already answered that. If a child had a U.S. visa and expires when it is 14 years old, will they ask for interview? Just depends. It's up to their discretion. Baby says, we answer that. My asylum was just approved. Will my 5-year count from the date of arrival in the United States? No, it can't. It depends on when your green card date is, admission date is. Can I travel with extension letter with expired green card? I can't say what you can do because I haven't seen your documents, but essentially if your green card is being renewed and you got extension letter, you can use that. But all this stuff, without seeing your paperwork, so I have people call me or email me and this kind of stuff, and they'll say one thing, and they'll look at the documents, it's completely something different. So you got to keep that in mind. This is not good. It's all going to be vague answers because I haven't reviewed your documents. Zozu, yes, you can follow Raymond Davis. Okay, Celeron says F2 dependent visa. What about it? I don't know what your question is. Aliach says, my dad has a fraud case on him for making a fake passport. He answered that, Aliach. I said, if he had to use a fake U.S. passport, that's false claim to citizenship. They're not going to let him back in. My asylum interview was a year ago, still pending. How do I get a decision soon? Just suing them, complaining and stuff like that, but probably have to just wait. My son is 15 years of age. I just got my 2 years green card. How soon can I file for him? Immediately. I mean, start down on 30 at least. Udesh says, for F2A, October, how much time for interview in India? I don't know all the details. It's not about DQ. It's about your priority date and stuff like that. When it says, can you talk about drawing? I already answered that question. We're going to start muting people because it's the same stuff. All right, so mute. Hartford processing times. I don't keep track of every single field office's processing time, so I can't answer that question, Angel. Steph says, got married a month ago. How long will it take to submit paperwork for my husband's up to update legal status? How long will it take? I mean, how long it takes you to get the paperwork together? I'm not sure what the answer is. I have an MBA. Do I qualify to B2? No, that's not how it works. It's not automatic based on education. How to help someone who's already been deported? We'll have that person contact immigration attorney to review their case. Someone says, talking about spouse or students? I don't know what that means. Ahmed, how do I speed up F2B visa of Jordan? You can't speed up the visa priorities. Malik says, I've been waiting for my aunt's sponsorship to review. It's been 2 years. She's in Afghanistan. Yeah, those are backed up. How long does it take to receive RFE letter by mail? However long the post office takes. I came to the U.S. visitor's visa. I spent a month in the U.S. I want to study an associate degree now. We got to talk with lawyers, schedule with consulate office. But you got to change the status to F1 if it's a proper case. Musar says, is there any way family members can come to the U.S. that they failed their polygraph? I'm not sure why they'll do a polygraph for immigration. Steph says, okay, how long does it take to receive? You answered that. Can my dad bring me to the U.S. with just his PR? Probably not. Harmon says, how did my grandpa pass when she can't speak English? Did y'all just let her pass? I'm not in charge of these things. Uzi says, even though I already have a bachelor's, do I qualify for interview waiver? Your degree has nothing to do with interview waivers. How long is sponsorship? Depends on what kind of sponsorship you're talking about. Should I be in the U.S. to renew my green card, or someone can do it for me online? It's better to mail it in, but our office does that. She says, my I-130 says your case taking longer than expected. What does that mean? It's taking longer than expected. Exactly what it says. You're welcome, Yolanda. How long does green card arrive in Chicago after paying fee? 3 weeks to 1 year. Syed says, do you think a family order of protection with no wrong finding can affect citizenship interview? It depends on all the facts surrounding that order. Ida says, for non-immigrant visa, do I need to prove ties to home country? Yes, for most of them. Not all of them, most of them. Ali says, my I-140 petition approved 2.5 months ago. NBC hasn't notified yet. Yeah, it's backed up. Contact the NBC and see what's going on. Asha says, when are we expecting October visa bulletin? That's whenever the Department of State gets around to it. Immigration medical can affect green card? Yes, it's easily affect green card, but it's not correct. Degeneration says, it's hard to be approved on your next tourist interview if your visa is canceled for misinterpretation. Yeah, you're going to get denied if you had what are they called? Fraud or misrepresentation. Musar says, can I still come to U.S. if I fail my polygraph? I'm going to answer that question. I have a question. My visitor is denied. Can reply or ask the lawyer to help to find a reason why? Well, you just have a consultation. We probably figure out. They probably just thought you'd come to the U.S. to stay and not go back, so they just denied you. That's usually what happens. Juliana says, can a child file for parent citizenship if they overstay visa? Potentially, yeah, if the child is citizen over 21. Wife interview came same day as her IR1 interview. Should we reschedule? Wife interview came same day as her IR1 interview. I'm not sure which interview you're talking about. Her tourist visa interview? I'm not sure. Leah said, do you know how long the wait is for K1 visa appointing U.S. Embassy on car? Yeah, super backed up. Could be 3 months, could be a year and a half, 2 years. Okay, so getting the repeat questions coming back. You could try expediting the embassy, up to them how long it takes, but I'm going to have to start muting people again. I hate doing this, but if y'all keep asking a million questions, like just copy paste in, it makes it really hard to keep track of what's going on here on TikTok. So my solution is just mute you. And I hate to do that because I want you to ask more questions in the future, but it is what it is. As an American citizen, professional student, can I sponsor my wife? Citizens can sponsor spouses, yes. You're being a professional student. By professional student, there's going to be financial issues. You got to show you make enough income, so that's problematic right there. You got to find a joint sponsor. User 905 says, how about citizenship? Do 5 years start counting for your green card? Or it's from the green card. Citizenship is always from the start date of the green card. Does a family, okay, answer that. My document's ready to go. I just did my immigration exam and TB came positive. What should I do? We got to get a test x-ray, chest x-ray. It's better y'all don't answer other people's questions because those things come from me, and I don't want to have questions come on my answers come on my channel. It's not directly from me. Can you apply for a green card right after asylum approval? They changed the rules on this. I'm not exactly clear how it is on asylum. The case can't be approved until you've had asylum for 1 year, but potentially you can start it earlier. Just wait the 1 year. I-485 was denied. Can I still use the work permit? Never got canceled mail. So if you never got an official notice saying your I-765 is canceled, you can. It's a weird part of the rule. What is the processing time of this embassy? It takes a long time. Yusuf says, can I apply for a green card right after asylum approval? I've answered that. Can I migrate to US from the UK? Maybe. Can I go back to the US eligible from Canada? I don't know about you. The arrest of my sister for the escaped murder in Philly, and they're deporting her for not helping PD. Sorry, that's a wild scenario. Okay, we're getting a lot of the same questions again. Can I hire a lawyer for F100 application? Yes, we do that regularly. The citizenship application is a normal thing to do. Can son of a U.S. citizen with pending petition file for adjustment of status while on B1, B2? Depends on how old they are and a lot of other factors. I'm from Colombia. My family unification is a good idea. I mean, maybe. I don't know. It's not enough information. If it says, what doc would I need to apply for emergency advance parole and what's the filing fee? You need to call them up and make the request and then go in person and resubmit your advance parole case. Steven says, can I get advance parole before I-140 approval? Anyone can get advance parole. It's a humanitarian thing. Whether they'll approve it, it's difficult. My niece visit visa refused, but after 1 month got email from DHS, they need additional documents. So DHS wouldn't send information about a visitor visa. Maybe you're seeing extension or change of status. I don't know. They should talk to a lawyer. Do you recommend advance parole? I don't recommend anything. It's whatever is appropriate for your particular case. Lipstick says, what path can I take to live and work in the USA? With USA, I'm Canadian. My dad is American. He's not on my birth certificate. Well, if your dad helped raise you and you kind of prove a connection, that might be a way through him. Other than that, for Canadian, you can get a TN visa potentially if you're in certain job categories. So you got to look into that. Ben says, my son filed for me. How long will it take? I don't know. It depends on where you are, what country you're from, and what background issues you have. It could take 1 or 2, 3, 4 years. Steven says, can a asylum applicant immigration court apply for advanced parole? How about her spouse? Can the spouse get advanced parole if spouse is in an asylum case? Anyone can apply for advanced parole, but it's better stay in the U.S., not travel. Tatiana says, does immigration you reuse medical, like how they use biometrics? There's no reusing medical because you only need it once for your green card case. Cell Shop says, wife exam came same day as your cancer. I have a cousin who was a victim of a crime and a witness. And I was a witness. Do I qualify for your visa? I don't know. I don't know what was the crime and did you go to the police? There's a lot that's not that easy. Just give you an answer like this. Ida says, my mom will be getting medical visa US. Can her caregiver come with her? You could apply, but it's up to them. Probably not, but give it a shot. Well, Jean says, I got my case number on July 1st after I got transfer notice. No bad appointment still. Okay. All right, we got 2 more minutes. Can we expedite an appointment for K1 visa US Embassy abroad? So how? Contact the embassy and tell them. Hello from Tanzania. Nice to meet you. Hello, I got a question. I'm a U.S. citizen. Can I bring my dad and his kids if they're above 18? You can bring your dad if you're a U.S. citizen above 21. His kids, it's going to take a while. He needs to get his green card and apply for them. How long does USCIS take to respond after we receive medical exam? There's no fixed time. Can I change my visitor visa to working visa, please? It's not impossible, but most categories are not going to work for you. Tatiana says, yes, but I have to refile the I-485, so the usual medical exam. No, if you have to refile it, they open up the sealed envelope, so they may not accept it. They probably won't accept it. It's probably outdated. No, you should get a new one. Steven says, can an overstayed person in the U.S. get a green card through I-140, for example, NIW2? If they've only overstayed for like 180 days, maybe, but longer than that, they have to do consular processing and not be subject to a ban and stuff like that. Horace says, if right now I'm not working, can I apply for a visa, work visa? I don't know if you're working now or working or not working now doesn't make a difference for that case. Okay, we'll answer like 3 more questions. We'll take from there. Jada says, I just got approved for my K1 visa in July. How long does NBC take? Well, you didn't get approved for a K1 visa. Your I-129 petition was approved. The embassy just sends you a case number. It's more about how long the local embassy you're dealing with takes, and it's different for every embassy. You're welcome, Angel. Okay, 2 more questions. Can I get a green card or DACA advanced parole? You need to have a basis for the green card. So I don't know if you're married U.S. citizen, maybe. So Mom says my F1 application is still pending for 2 years. What should I do? Contact USCIS, see what's going on. Can you help in getting a student visa for 3 boys, aged 15 years each? If yes, I can hire services. At the end of the day, it's the government who's going to approve the visa. I can help prep the initial stuff, but at the end of the day, I can't guarantee anything. It's not my decision. Okay, 2 more questions I'll do. My case is in administrative processing. Tried everything. I'm frustrated. Should I file a lawsuit? If that's what you want to do, yeah. Um, how long does it take to bring your wife or husband to the States from Canada if you're a permanent resident? It's going to take like years, like 6, 7 years right now. But it could change next month. They're changing the timelines a lot. Okay, one last question. Let's make it a good one. You're welcome, lipstick. Can I travel? Do you think I should? Okay, come on, good question. Huh. Okay. Sorry, trying to find a good question. A lot of it is I'm going through repeat stuff. Um, agreement. All right. Okay, I'm just gonna randomly pick one. Sorry, I go to all these repeat questions I already answered. Can I send bona fides with old address if you just moved the same month to send the new address? Sure, if it's bona fides, but why would you want to send bona fides to a case already pending unless it's asked for? So I'm not sure if you need to send just bona fides out of nowhere unless it's with the initial petition. And why does USCIS need your bank reference letter? It depends on what kind of case you're working on, what part of the case is. Usually it doesn't. Can you still fix papers with felony? It depends on what the felony is. Will the score come down for healthcare? Will the score come down for healthcare? I don't know what that means. Thank you so much, Dika. You're welcome. Good to see you from Melbourne, Australia. And thanks for joining. Can I stay in the U.S. when my spouse visa is processing as soon as I submit the I-485 just status? Yes, you can. Once you have the I-485 case in, you got a receipt. You're in an authorized period of stay, and hopefully it goes well. Good luck on your case. Download my guide, marriageimmigrationlaw.com. It's a full guide on this stuff. Oh, probably goes over that too. It's marriageimmigrationlaw.com. And I'd ask how to prove ties to the home if I don't have good finances for non-immigrant visa. Well, if you're young stuff, you're not going to have anything. So you have family, you have maybe property, you have a personal statement, but it is what it is. If you probably don't have strong stuff, and you just got to hope the embassy will be nice. That's it for today, everyone. Thanks for joining us. God bless you all. Be safe. I'll be back here next week. If you want to schedule a private consultation, just email me info@jqqlaw.com. Until then, have a good one. Bye-bye.